Animation. A cartoon tree covered thickly with fall-colored leaves. One leaf wiggles, then falls to the ground. A second later, the rest all follow suit. This is CDCI Connects for November 2021. This is issue 14, the Holiday Blockbuster edition. This year's Holiday Blockbuster, Inclusion. As we head into the traditional holiday movie season, we're big fans of the recent announcement by AMC Theaters that, due to popular demand, moving forward, they will be offering open caption showtimes each week, permanently. This is a huge step forward for making in-theater movies accessible to more people. But is it enough? A core feature of inclusion is that each individual can choose how they want to interact with a space, based both on specific need and preference. In this case, you can choose to attend either a captioned movie or a non-captioned movie. And folks who find captions distracting, we hear you. Ha! But we'd still like to see options for subtitles, captions that are in a different language, or dubbed audio in different languages, or the ability to dial down flashing lights in a film, or skip them entirely. And AMC Theaters already offer sensory-friendly showtimes. Those are shows where the audio's a little quieter, the lights don't go all the way down, and the prevailing norm is that if you need to get out of your seat and dance, wiggle, or sing, you're welcome to do just that. A tweet from AMC Theaters states, "Enjoy the magic of the movies every month in an environment that's a little quieter and a little brighter. Get up to dance, walk, and sing. That's all part of the experience at an AMC sensory-friendly film. Check showtimes and participating AMC Theaters, amc.film/3C1F2W7. And that's a picture of the lead character of Encanto, a new Disney movie coming out this holiday. That's Paul Rudd looking concerned, and Clifford the Big Red Dog, who is just a good dog. Anyway, we love it, and we want more. We want everyone to have access to whatever they need to fully access and enjoy media, art, and public spaces of all kinds. What would that look like for you and for the people you love? We want to know. Now, if we could just get AMC to share the trailer for the new Spider-Man movie with captions. Coming up in CDCI Connects, Story 1. What can we do about early childhood suspension and expulsion in Vermont? You read that right. In Vermont, children with disabilities face an increased risk of suspension and expulsion from early childhood education settings. These are the results of a recent study conducted by a combined team of researchers from UVM and Vermont's Child Development Division. This is a poster presentation summarizing the parental and family involvement and opinion aspects of this study. Now, Dr. Valerie F. Wood is going to recap important points from the study. What can we learn from what she and her team found out, and how can we support better outcomes moving forward? Here's Dr. Wood. CDCI Connects, story number 2, looking at the research around continence. Vermont Continence Project Coordinator Chaya Lichtig talks about recent research into parental self-efficacy, which is a measure of how well a person feels like they're parenting, and what effect that can have on successful continence training. This summary of relevant research is part of our Research for Applied Practice, RAP, series. And you can also download an illustrated PDF of this particular RAP from go.uvm.edu/continence. This is Chaya Lichtig. CDCI Connects, story number 3. Meet the CDCI Cares team. Let us reintroduce our new DHHDB project. Our school-age consulting program for students who are deaf, hard of hearing, or deafblind, DHHDB, has a new name, the CDCI Cares Team. Read more about why we changed the name at go.uvm.edu/CDCI Cares-team, or you can watch the ASL announcement on our YouTube channel. Turning now to Culture Corner. Story number 1. New video game database tracks accessibility features. This is super exciting. Great news for gamers this past month. Dagger System has launched the Accessible Games Database, an online tool that lets you search for games based specifically on accessibility features. Do you want captions? Do you want no captions? More contrast? Less contrast? Search for video games by auditory, visual, fine motor control, and intellectual accessibility features. No longer is accessibility just a side mission. This story is available in both text and video formats. Culture Corner story number 2. Uber sued over wait times for riders with disabilities. Popular ride-sharing service Uber is being sued for what one group says is a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, and that is failure to modify wait time fees for riders with disabilities. That story is available over at sfist.com. It's available in text only. And finally, our last story from the Culture Corner this time is from the celebrated Vermont podcast Rumble Strip, and it is the episode Thomas Talks About Coming Out Twice. Thomas Caswell talks about his experience coming out as autistic and then coming out again as gay, and how the two identities interact, as well as how people might think they overlap. This story is available in both audio and transcribed text formats. Turning now to our event calendar. Coming up on Wednesday, December 1st, we have Skills for Psych Recovery, Secondary Trauma, and Strengthening Our Workforce. This is through the COVID Support VT program. It's a workshop that highlights how the pandemic has contributed to increased secondary traumatic stress among our workforce, and it will offer strategies and resources for creating a trauma-informed organization. It's facilitated by COVID Support VT staff and features UCLA recovery expert Melissa Breimer. You can register online. The link to register is down below in the notes to this video. On Thursday, December 2nd, it's bullying prevention within PBIS. Join the VT PBIS team as they provide an overview of bullying prevention strategies within multi-tiered framework. Participants will learn about a user-friendly bullying prevention curriculum from the National PBIS TA Center. And then on December 3rd, we'll have PBIS Universal Screening. Join the PBIS team in exploring how PBIS's universal screening promotes early identification of children at risk, the systems needed to implement universal screening, and the process of matching results with proactive and preventative practices. And finally, on Wednesday, December 15th, we have post-secondary education options for youth with developmental disabilities. Vermont's Developmental Disabilities Services Division and Vocational Rehab will collaborate to provide post-secondary education and work training for youth and young adults with developmental disabilities. Please join a panel of experts, including our own Brian Dake, coordinator of Think College Vermont, and our supported employment program, to learn more about how these services can broaden opportunities for young people with disabilities. And again, those links for registering online are in the show notes to this video. And finally, got Vax? Vax visits with less stress? Yes, please. For children with disabilities who need sensory-friendly medical care, we are excited to be partnering with the Vermont Family Network on putting together a plan for parents. All the questions to ask, items to bring, and tips for decreasing the stress around Vax visits and getting that COVID-19 Vax on board. Visit vermontfamilynetwork.org/CCFK for more details. This has been CDCI Connects for November 2021. It's issue 14. And we just wanted to remind you that accessibility is always a family-friendly outing. Find out more about the Center on Disability and Community Inclusion at go.uvm.edu/CDCI.